The world of ruined Midgard is back in Ragnarok Online 2, but if you're not in Southeast Asia, then you probably haven't had the chance to try out the game's open beta, which is IP locked to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand and Vietnam. But never fear, we've played the beta, so if you're a veteran of the first game and you want to know what the big changes are in store for the sequel, then listen up. Because coming up now is the top 10 things you need to know about Ragnarok Online 2. Number 1. The story. Ragnarok Online 2, as you can guess, is a direct sequel to Ragnarok, but the sequel's story takes place more than 300 years after the events of the original. In RO2, there's a cult called the Phreanity, which has abducted children all over the world. Your character starts off as one of the survivors of the abduction, and of course, you have to save the world, naturally. Number 2, the world. Yes, some of the locations from the first games will be in Ragnarok 2, but obviously in full 3D goodness. These include Prontera City, Isklude City, Pavon Forest, and Alberta. According to the game's devs, the structures will be about the same, but they have been slightly modified. Number 3, the view. Bad news, if you're a fan of the isometric view of the first game, tough luck. It's not officially here, but I guess you can do this. Just pull back the camera into 3D mode and voila, you almost have an isometric view. Number 4, classes. Yes, you still have classes or jobs, and they do branch off into specialties after you reach level 25. There's no more novice class, sadly. Ragnarok Online 2 also has what it calls its dual life system, which requires you to do one battle job, such as swordsman, thief, magician, you know the drill, and also choose a profession, such as chef, alchemist, blacksmith, or artisan. Number 5, bosses. If you played the original, then you will find some familiar boss faces in the sequel. Each field or map will actually contain several mini-bosses as well, which are like regular mobs but with way more hit points and skills. And for some of the bigger bosses, you will definitely need to team up if you want to survive. Which brings us to number 6, the party system. You can easily hook up with other players on the field, and there's a party limit of up to 5 people. If you're in the party, you'll share experience, and some buff skills will also work for the entire group. If you want a deeper party experience, then you can also create a guild, but that requires some in-game currency to set up. Guilds have the ability to gain experience, which then opens up things like the ability to recruit more members or access guild storage. On to number 7 now, and that's dungeons. Dungeons are in the game and have 2 difficulty levels, normal for levels 1 to 50 and hard for 50 and above. Dungeons are ideal for parties as they feature tougher monsters and better drops. If you're doing a level 50 dungeon, the game will allow you to party with up to 9 others. Number 8, travel. Ragnarok Online 2's fast travel system uses flying Caphras within maps, and they can either fly you around within specific points on a map or take you to a different map altogether. There are also your typical teleportation scrolls in the game that will allow you to zap back to a nearby town. And number 9, trading. In the first Ragnarok, only the merchant class could set up a player shop, but that's not the case in the sequel. Any profession can open up a shop anywhere, which means that, yes, the old merchant class is no more. There's also going to be an auction house in the game. And finally, the card system. This one's received quite an overhaul from the first game. Instead of being able to equip special cards on your weapons or armor, Ragnarok Online 2 only allows you to attach cards to your character. You start off with only 1 card slot, but you'll eventually be able to attach 5 of these things, which gives your character bonus stat points depending on the card. Monsters will randomly drop cards, and there are even monster sets which gives even better bonuses when equipped together. Ragnarok Online 2 is almost here, with the first English language version due to officially launch in Southeast Asia soon. Keep it tuned to GameSpot for more info on this game.